The air we breathe is our main source of nourishment and healing. Few of us are aware that it is also our main source of energy, or that we use just 1/4 of the air we inhale. 3/4 is exhaled unused. This fact explains why mouth-to-mouth resuscitation is possible, and has also led to the development of a new healthcare technology with as yet untapped potential, a significant move away from quantity towards quality.
The air around us consists mostly of nitrogen, which accounts for around 78 to 80%. About 21% is made up of oxygen. We use just 1/4 of this 21% every time we inhale, meaning that 3/4 is exhaled again unused.
This potential remains underutilized, particularly in the fight against stress, poor exercise, unhealthy diet, and many illnesses. As we age, our bodies take longer to regenerate and do not perform as well as they once did. Environmental factors also have an impact on health. Yet, we also know that the greatest regeneration potential is there to be found in the healthy air in our forests, mountains, and coasts. This is why we have tried to gain a better understanding of nature, to comprehend those natural laws which have not yet been fully explored, and to make these work for the benefit of our health. Airnergy technology mimics nature by introducing its benefits into our home and work environment through the air we breathe.
The principle of energy technology is drawn, as it were, from nature, and nowhere can this be seen more clearly and simply than within plant cells, where the green pigment in the leaves, the chlorophyll, becomes highly reactive in sunlight. Once activated, the chlorophyll then brings oxygen into a highly reactive state.
It is clear that more and more people are placing their trust in Airnergy technology. Here at Natural Energy Solutions AG, new stories regarding biotechnology are being written every day. Airnergy helps restore and maintain health. There are 2 levels of devices available for professional or private use. Through their positive action, these devices help increase the body's ability to regenerate as well as improve performance and the powers of concentration. Yet the technology uses no additional resources and does nothing more than copy nature itself. Both the company as a whole and its products are accredited to the highest international standards governing the field of medical equipment. The MedCert certification process clearly demonstrates our commitment to quality and thorough documentation. We have our own proven production facilities to meet these exacting standards. None of our Airnergy devices are manufactured in low-wage third-world countries abroad. Instead, we prefer our work to be carried out in Germany and subject to stringent controls. We employ over 100 staff for the production of these high-quality devices, which are sold and shipped to more than 70 countries worldwide. Our staff are working for your health, with the backing of renowned experts.
I could see that energy was a process which prepared oxygen in a different way.
That included patients who found it easier to fall asleep and sleep right through the night.
It's true that sometimes when a patient falls ill in emergencies, oxygen therapy makes good sense. But energy is totally different. Energy allows better use of oxygen, which can be applied to completely different disciplines, so there's no real comparison. Many people try taking anything they can get, like doping or whatever. But this is actually natural doping. The theory behind energy is that better use can be made of inhaled air in the body, and that the body then produces more energy itself, something I only realized after trying out the device myself a number of times.
And why would the average person behave any differently to the experts? Most people only see the advantages by trying it out for themselves. For Airnergy founder and director Guido Birter, this is nothing new.
Initially, nearly everyone we come across is skeptical because we're working with respiratory air. Whether they're leading scientists or doctors, naturopaths or athletes, they all think in the beginning that we're a bunch of quacks. Yet our findings prove otherwise, for there are now whole teams of scientists carrying out research and studies simply because the results achieved in some disciplines have made them sit up and take notice. But we also work in the area of veterinary medicine and with plants, and have achieved some excellent results there too. And obviously there's no question of any placebo effect in either plants or animals.
Even though only a few people may be aware of the significance of respiratory air, its efficacy has been scientifically proven for some time. Airnergy inventor Jörg Klemm carried out research for 15 years before he finally discovered the key in nature and optimized the process to make it easy for us to use. Today, he is working hard to provide further scientific proof of the success of Airnergy technology. This process is every bit as arduous, time-consuming, and expensive as the discovery itself. Yet the remarkable success stories mean he no longer has to work alone. A great many renowned scientists and institutions are supporting him in his quest, including the Harani Clinic in Herne. Patients with sleep problems come from all over Germany to be examined and treated there, in most cases successfully. It is the ideal place, it would seem, to carry out a scientific study of Airnergy.
Wir haben dann eine Anwendungsbeobachtung zunächst gemacht.
First of all, we carried out our own observations, not just on our own patients, but also by contacting self-help groups, including groups for sleep disorders, because I have a lot of contacts in that area. And we saw some amazing results. Patients were finding it easier to fall asleep and were able to sleep right through the night. There was even one patient who could suddenly hear again. Her ear, nose, and throat specialist, who saw it firsthand, was totally amazed and couldn't explain it. And we experienced the same with patients with macular degeneration disease as well.
Vollkommen erstaunt, konnte sich das auch so nicht erklären. Oder auch Patienten mit einer Makuladegeneration.
For that particular condition, there has been little prospect of a cure. Many patients suffering from this degenerative eye disorder become resigned to seeing life through a haze. Patients such as Anna-Katharina Linnartz. She had permanently blurred vision until she tried Airnergy. She experienced an improvement, and not just in her sight.
With an affliction like this, you just have to learn how to cope. Where there was once a difference between my right eye and my left eye in terms of colors, that's gone now. I can see colors just as well with both eyes. I now drive a Lexus, which is a sporty car, and I drive like a sports car racer. Believe it or not, it's true.
Before Airnergy, this would have been unthinkable for her as a patient with age-related problems and macular degeneration. But now, the 84-year-old is back at the wheel of her car, something she takes very seriously.
Aber jetzt!
Come on! I guess I'll just have to get out and give him a push. The macular degeneration has disappeared. As you can see, I'm a totally different person now. It's a miracle. We decided as a family to buy one of these devices, primarily for my parents. And I have to admit that ever since I've been inhaling the oxygen 2 or 3 times a week, I can honestly say I haven't had any migraine attacks.
Ich habe mich überzeugen lassen,
I became a convert after trying out the device at a trade fair. As I was lying there, I suddenly felt as though I could see the ceiling of the exhibition hall more clearly. Then I thought, I must be crazy. But I made up my mind, and before long I'd bought one. After that I went to the doctor and my blood count was really good. He said the blood count couldn't have been any better. I had fewer dizzy spells, and now I don't get dizzy at all. My knees are much better, and my skin has improved.
Im Moment habe ich überhaupt nichts mehr. Mit den Knien ist besser geworden. Meine Haut ist besser geworden.
This explains why respiratory air therapy is also used for a whole range of conditions, particularly those linked to the natural aging process. It can also be used to help combat aging. The Jägerwinkel Clinic in Bad Wiessee has been using this successful therapy since 2001 for people with a range of disorders.
Die Indikationen sind eben in erster Linie die Durchblutungsstörungen, die Gefäße.
The indications primarily relate to circulation problems, vascular diseases which are on the increase, problems with memory and concentration, plus all types of heart complaints, including post-op problems following bypasses and heart transplants. It's clear to see that the recovery period is shorter and that patients feel much better in themselves. And really you need to try it out for yourself. After a long day at work, working non-stop, just try the oxygen for 20 minutes in the evening, and you'll see how good it makes you feel afterwards.
This experience has made doctors sit up and take notice and become users themselves. Besides the scientific readings which confirm the effectiveness of Airnergy time and again, doctors receive only positive feedback from their patients. Unlike previous oxygen therapies, Airnergy delivers a long-term effect which continually strengthens the immune system.
I could see that Airnergy was a process which prepared oxygen in a different way and is actually able to reduce oxidative stress. There are many studies to prove this, and when I looked into it more closely with some skepticism, I just decided to be guided by my own day-to-day experience. We treated patients with tinnitus, with fatigue problems. We began aiding regeneration in performance athletes and other athletes. And after a relatively short time, we started receiving positive feedback from the patients and from our own investigations of measuring performance before and after. We could see for ourselves that this was clearly a route to success.
I was skeptical too in the beginning. You need to be when a new idea comes along. But the patients were clearly benefiting from it. And so I said we'd work with it. And now I cannot imagine life without it.
That's why more and more doctors are keen on using the natural and gentle method offered by Airnergy. Here at the company, we have specially trained medical specialists ready to advise them.
Here in the medicine department at Airnergy, we are asked on a daily basis what's so special about Airnergy. Of course, there's so much you could say on the subject and so much about the effects of Airnergy. I think the most important thing that people should know about Airnergy is that it gets things moving. Every day new therapists are signing up, and every day we have more and more satisfied patients who've been waiting for so long for a product like Airnergy. Airnergy isn't a niche product. It can't be pigeonholed into any one category of therapy. Airnergy is important and relevant for any chemist, any doctor, or any therapist treating patients day in, day out.
Athletes and scientists have proven that Airnergy increases performance and regeneration levels over the long term. Would it not make sense, therefore, to use the technology in sport and fitness training too? Sportbad Hilden is one of the largest and most innovative fitness studios in Germany. Its physiotherapy division, Medisport, offers targeted rehabilitation training following illness and injury.
Customers tell us that after a short time, their performance improves. And on the therapeutic side here at Medisport, we've seen rapid improvement in so many different conditions.
Let's return to Hennef. In a beautiful setting among green fields and forests is the town's famous and highly regarded sports school.
Die Sportschule Hennef kennt man eigentlich gemeinhin hauptsächlich.
Yes, people will have heard of Hennef Sports School because of the German football team coming here. But people tend to forget that we're first and foremost a national centre of excellence, specialising in boxing and wrestling. At the moment, we have members of the men's national freestyle team training here with us, and they're exactly the kind of athletes we hope to attract to this new technology. We plan to set up various energy filling stations at selected sites and see this as a service to our customers. We're not after commercial success. We simply want to make people aware of this new technology. And of course we'll be delighted if it takes off and becomes more widely used in the future. And if it is well received, we'll definitely put in a lot more energy filling stations around the school complex.